Hookhausen, your thoughts?
Give them the titles now.
I just want to hear your reaction. So while you're telling that story, Sal is showing us his Golden Girls collection. And it is impressive. It is impressive. Like, wow. This is impressive that we're seeing Funkos and James and all this kind of stuff. It's real. It's bigger than his Britney collection. It's crazy. It is.
Of Mox's explosion on stage when he was doing the scrum, he mentions, and Mox is like, I got some ideas. I think, you don't take a shot, you don't get it. So, hear me out. Muto, Sting. And like Tony's eyes get wide because if those you don't know, Keiji Muto, great Muto, used to wrestle for New Japan. Now he works at Noah. Noah and New Japan don't really get along. Mm-hmm. He doesn't really get along with anyone. And so Tony's like, well, if there's anyone who's going to convince them to do it, it'd be you because they let you get away with a lot. I let you get away with a lot. And then he's like, yeah. And then you could also bring over Sakuraba, and I guess I'll wrestle him too. He's like, that I can do. And he's like, also Jun Akiyama. I was like, none of these guys are in New Japan. What you do?
He's just starting to just randomly name Japanese wrestlers.
I really think he would legitimately concussed. Just naming people.
Also,
he was like with Jun. He was saying Jun because he's like, hey, Eddie Kingston wants to wrestle Jun Akiyama. It's like a kid at Christmas, like at the mall, jumping on Santa's lap, and he's like, by the way, my neighbor, he needs a dirt bike. All right, let's go, Kawasaki, bro. Let's go, Santa.
Yeah, so we have Austin Matthews from the Toronto Maple Leafs, Igor Shitforeskin from the New York Rangers, and Connor McDavid from the Edmonton Oilers.
That might be my favorite one.
Igor Shitforeskin. Yeah, I love the addition on there. Shitforeskin. Yeah, I'm using that.
I'm here all week.
That's my favorite one by far.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that for the last category. That was great.
Briz music sounds like, how can I put this? Like you would have two orderlies take in a patient that's not really ready to go in, shove them inside the office, lock the door, and find out there's a straitjacket on the other side.
Tony thought what we all thought, which was that in, 9 years?
Yeah.
Yes.
In the 9 years that he's been away, that just maybe, he grew up a little.
By the way, I will say this, and this will probably cause us to get future AW press credentials, but I will say this. Tony Khan is sometimes books this company like a fan instead of like an executive.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's a problem. That's a massive problem. Like, I'm all for bringing in great wrestlers. Don't get me wrong. Like, the Black Belt Comics is one of my favorite things in wrestling right now. But we all know CM Punk's history, and we all know it. And I get it. He's older. One would think he grew up. Yeah, I would say he did not. But my issue when we talk, but we don't even talk about this last week. My issue really is with Tony Khan. Why didn't he stop him? Why didn't he cut his mic off? Why didn't he walk him off the room? Like, why didn't he be a boss?
Yes.
Like, that's my issue. I've had that issue more than I'm thinking about since last week's show. Like,
I agree with you. I had the same issue. I was wondering when Tony's going to tell him, like, cover up his mic and tell him something, whisper something in his ear, or basically kind of do this and cut him off.
See, I don't think that would have worked. Yeah, I don't think that would have worked mainly because I think Punk would have said, "Why are you whispering in my ear? What are you saying?" Like, I guarantee that would happen.
So the thing is Tony Khan did make faces. Like, there are many, many GIFs and memes made out of the faces that he made. However, I think sometimes he forgets he's the boss. Like, I think that it's hard for him to, like, put that hat on. And if we notice, like, any major announcements that he's ever made have always been taped. Like, whenever you see him live.
Yeah, the ROH announcement was live, and the Japan announcement was live.
Okay,
the ROH announcement was uncomfortable. That was weird.
But also, those are, like, happy announcements. Those are, like, exciting announcements. Those are ones where he can act like a fan. But anytime he has to make an announcement that requires some seriousness or for him to put that boss hat on, it's always taped.
Or Tony Schiavone said it for him.
Exactly.
Right. I'm going to fill Sal's shoes and be controversial. I don't like Adam Cole. I've never liked him. I don't get it. So I want Samoa Joe to win.
He's literally the same character. He has not changed a damn thing.
He has not.
The music is the same. The entrance is the same. The attire is the same. Like literally everything is the same. I just think that the WWE fans were thirsty for Cody. And I do think that Sal is bitter about Cody and with the abandonment issues or whatever the fuck he wants to call them. Like, I just think that there's a lot of AEW people who are very salty that someone would want to leave their beloved promotion. And I think that it's not that Cody hated AEW. It's not that he had bad blood. I think that the real issue here is that he wasn't able to grow into the type of performer he wanted to be. And when you have outgrown a place, the only thing to do is to move. And I feel like Cody did what all of us are trying to do. Like, if you don't like a job and you feel stuck, you move. And I just think that in today's day and age, it's hard for wrestlers to do that in a way that they don't burn any bridges. And I think Cody's done just that. Do I think AEW would take him back in a heartbeat? Of course they would. Do I think that the fans would take him back? Yes. I think that Cody is doing what is best for Cody right now. And I think that he had a lot of loose ends with WWE that I think he needed for his own personal closure. He needed that belt. He needed to pay homage to his father. And he can't do that in AEW. He can only do that in WWE. And I think that he had to leave to prove to WWE that he was capable of doing that and not just being a gimmick.
People are going to complain about anything. People, if the title changes 3 times, in a summer, you're going to complain, oh, my favorite was just a transitional champion, or the hot potato title, or it feels like, 1999 or 2000 again, where they're just passing the thing along. And then it's like, okay, here's a 2-year reign for you. Oh, nobody, my favorite isn't getting their chance. Well, this is boring. It's predictable. It's just like, shut the hell up. You can't. Wrestling fans, we are the absolute worst. We are never satisfied. We have issues on issues.
It's true. It's very. Nikita Lyons sucks. Everything that she does.
Wrong. You're not wrong.
Sucks. Like every literal aspect. Like on my podcast, I try really hard to say it in another way. She fucking sucks. She's not ready. She can't wrestle. She can't talk. I don't know what the fuck she's good for. She's just, I get that. But like, then I don't get the gear that we were talking about. The gear. Somebody's like, what's that supposed to be? And I was like, I don't think I should be saying this on the show, but I think she looks like a partially unwrapped roll of cookie dough. That's what I think she looks like. I can't stand her. I just can't stand her. She
So
oh God,
that being said,
I knew this was gonna be the best part of being on your show. Because when I'm on your show, I just let loose.
There you go.
Oh, it feels good.
Yeah, it came off as chaos. All we saw was just Eddie staring daggers into Claudio, and then Claudio yelling, and then Mox is talking and zooming out, and then you got Regals like Mrs. Garrett from The Facts of Life, like girls, like just trying to like separate everyone. It was just absolute. It was great. It was so good.
It looked like Mox was like a brother trying to get his other 2 brothers like knocking them in shape. Like, dude, like what the hell? Like, and then I personally liked. I don't know if you guys saw this, but he at some point he was just like, whatever, I got the belt. I'm gonna freaking celebrate with it. Like, forget you two.
That's so funny.
We just,
go ahead.
in every aspect of life, whether it be the White House or WWE, we need to stop letting elderly white men control our lives. They.
Point of order here. Point of order.
You're elderly Hispanic, man. You're cool.
Different.
Okay.
But I'm
just
just
wanted to
saying,
make sure.
it's 70-some-year-old white
70
men are
74
controlling
number.
every aspect of our lives, and it's got to stop because they're out of the touch of reality.
Here's the thing. You know why it is the way it is, especially with Vince? It's because...
You want to die in the chair?